Good morning or good afternoon, anyone. My name is Joni Girardi. I'm DataSelf's founder and CEO. I'm a big data geek. I bet it's the biggest in the audience today at the conference, or one of the biggest. I was a software engineer in my early career, eventually became a business person. And for the past 20 years, I've been working to solve two main problems out there in the mid-market. One is decision makers knowing they have their data is in their systems, in their digital systems, but why can't they get actionable information from the systems anytime, anywhere? Why? So that's one of the problems I've been working to solve for the past 20 years. And the other one is to give the business analysts, the report writers, the people who actually support decision makers better, more empowering, faster, more automated tools so they can do the job more quickly, more efficiently, and not spending so many hours at night and over the weekends to take care of those things. I'm excited today to cover about Acumatica with some leading BI tools, Power BI, Tableau, and Excel. And I hope you'll find some information, some insights from this session. I'll go over some information about why using external reporting tools, show a little bit of the products available, what challenges are usually involved with these reporting tools. If you decide to go and work with the business intelligence, how to fast track it, and also talking a little bit about money, prices, license, and whatnot. So it's a very packed session. So let's start with why reports, right? If you're a decision maker, the wish list of decision makers pretty much give me timely KPIs. Maybe today, maybe now, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever it is. But they want the KPIs at the right time, at the right place. And quite often when they look at their KPIs, many times they see outliers, something really bad or something really good, and they want to see the why. So allowing them to drill down, to slice and dice, and to find the whys is really, really critical. So that's it. Give them the KPIs anytime, anywhere, timely, and allow them to slice and dice their data. That's the wish list. The business analysts, usually the people supporting the decision makers, what they want is give a reporting platform that is easy to use, that is powerful, automate as much as possible the tasks, gives me alerts when something is not working, something is broken, or something didn't process the data correctly. I want to do it myself, so give me online support that I can search on Google, or maybe if I can't figure out that I can call someone, and hopefully industry standard technology. So in my resume, if one day I decide to move on, I'm easy to get another job where I'm using great technology. So these are the two contexts, the decision makers and the business analysts. Most of my focus today is going to be on the decision maker side of the equation. And for those of you who want to learn more about how BI helps business analysts, we can have a one-on-one discussion. Anyhow, I'm going to show into a little bit of the reporting tools in Acumatica. I'm going to take the dashboard perspective because it's usually what decision makers want. Show me the KPIs timely, and also I'm going to show the main difference between Tableau in Power BI versus the Acumatica reports and dashboards. So let me switch into the browser to show a little bit of both, to give you the context. All right. So here is one of the Acumatica dashboards built in. Acumatica has an amazing report tool set. You have the GIs, the ARM, the dashboards, the pivot table, multiple tools to take care of the different reporting needs. Now, from a decision maker standpoint, if I look at a dashboard like this with live data, it's very informative. If I see something interesting, let's say, hey, look at Acer laptop is my biggest product category here. Quite often when I see something like that, I want to learn more about it. In Acumatica, if you decide to click this data point to see more about it, you go into the GI that feeds that particular quantity. And now you got down to the details. It shows everything. What if I don't want to go there? I just want to see, of this product, I want to see who's buying it, or what is the trend analysis of this item over time? To make that change here is not something the decision maker can do. If they want to see this dashboard, they can see a different slice. I have to pretty much call a business analyst to build a different dashboard. So the ways you can interact with the Acumatica built-in dashboards is limited. And this is not Acumatica's fault. I work with more than a dozen other ERPs as well, competitors of Acumatica, and they're all the same thing. The functionality shows the high level, but the ad hoc analysis is not that great. Second thing is sometimes performance. If you have lots of data in Acumatica, running these dashboards can be challenging, or maybe you shouldn't be running these dashboards during the business hours. So performance can also be an issue using the built-in reporting capabilities of Acumatica. And again, same thing with the other ERP. And third, many KPIs, you need to see combined data from multiple places. You need to combine, let's say, cash flow projection. You need to see AP, AR, GL, or the transactions. Maybe you want to do inventory projection, sales projection. All of these things, usually the reporting capabilities inside of your ERP are not designed for. So how can you solve these problems that the Acumatica is not covering? Now I'm going to be switching into built-in Tableau and Power BI. They're about the same. Some people love one, love the other. As a data geek, if you know both, they're both amazing tools. They are, industry leaders when it comes to reporting dashboards. And what I'm showing you now is one of them. It doesn't even matter which one. This is Tableau and Power BI. But if you look at this dashboard high level, right, it looks kind of the same thing. It's showing a bunch of numbers. In this case, it's sales, there's actuals, there's goals, you see AR. So at the surface, it looks similar. But let's say as a decision maker, I look at this dashboard that is showing my sales performance by salesperson, and I look at, this one and say, hey, this one is growing quite a bit. What about it? I'm going to click on this person, and now the whole dashboard is filtered. Everything else is filtered to only show the sales for Williams. Let me uncheck it. So right now I'm unchecked, meaning I'm seeing everything. I'm checking again. I'm only seeing Williams. So I only see the big picture. And look at that. Even though it's growing a lot since last year, there's a customer with a major decline. What's wrong with this customer? I'm going to click on this customer now. And again, it filters the whole dashboard. So it's only showing for that salesperson, for this customer, the products and the territories and the AR. And maybe now I want to see a GI. So maybe now I want to go to the most detailed level, and you click View Details, and now you go to the GI-like view. So the ability to look at the KPIs, the big picture, slice and dice them, drill down, drill across, and eventually look at the details is something that Tableau and Power BI are amazing to do, and built-in reporting functionality in any ERP doesn't. So there's a big value. The second thing that I mentioned before is performance. When you're using tools like Tableau and Power BI, the reports inside of your Acumatica, for instance, running through them, you're going to run in seconds, no matter how much data you have. So usually performance is taken care by because these tools are very efficient, crunching lots of data very quickly. Now, other things that also can be done with them and not easily with systems like just as the regular ERP. So let's say I want to see cash flow projection. Cash flow projection, typically you have to take your open AP, your open AR, your GL transactions like payroll, loan payments, maybe information from Excel files predicting some of the cash flow in or out that you're having. And then you can see that visually, like, this is showing as of today, the cash on hand, how much you have today on cash. And then the bars going up is money coming in, bars going down is money going out. And if you see, this is projecting the future. In this line here is the addition of all the ins and outs showing what's going to happen with your cash flow in the future. So this is kind of the predictive analytics that you can have. Look at your actual transactions and expected transactions to see your future. And this kind of functionality, usually people cannot do in ERP. You have to export to Excel and do things manually. With BI, you can completely automate this kind of analysis. Artificial intelligence in ChatGPT kind of report writing. With Tableau and Power BI, both of them enable people to do that. I'm going to show an example here. If you want to see sales by product, just type it in sales by product, and right there, I got the answer. Just plain English. Or maybe if you say something more elaborate, show me top 5 customers by sales. And the tool will automatically calculate, and those are the top 5 customers by sales. Maybe I want to see something different, sales by state. And the tool will build sales by state. This is also an amazing technology for decision makers. Many times decision makers, they have ad hoc questions that there's no report that can answer pre-configured. But this artificial intelligence, natural language query, ChatGPT applied to BI will allow them to more quickly find answers to many of their questions. So overall, as you can see, I switch between Tableau and Power BI is they can do the same thing. They can be embedded in Acumatica in a way that the user doesn't even know that this report or dashboard is actually not Acumatica per se, but is a external BI tool. Or you can have these reports and dashboards completely outside of the Acumatica web user interface. So let's say a user doesn't need to have Acumatica credentials at all to receive the reports and dashboards. They can access anytime, anywhere, directly on the Tableau or Power BI portal. So there's a lot more options and flexibility in how to give decision makers the KPIs at the right time in the right format. Now, let me go back to the PowerPoint here. So that was a quick overview of them. Now, why Acumatica cannot do the same thing as BI tools? It's not Acumatica's fault. All ERP systems, they are process-oriented. They are designed to help the staff get the job done. And the reports are usually designed with that thing in mind, is to work with small data sets, what you're doing today, what you need right now as a staff to do your job, to issue an order, to do a GL posting, to purchase an item, to look something usually that you can do today. So all the ERP reporting platforms, they really do a great job doing what you need to do now. And when you go to management, decision makers usually don't care about what's going on now. They want to see what happened in the day, in the week, in the month, in the quarter, in the year, what happened since the same period last year, what happened as a trend over the years. They want to see aggregated data. And when they see the outliers, they want to slice and dice it. So usually ERPs have limited ad hoc analysis because they're not designed for that purpose. Report design is complex. In dealing with aggregated KPIs, aggregated data can be slow. We have many clients where they do not run certain reports during the day because they are too slow to run and they can slow down Acumatica. And that's not Acumatica's fault. All ERPs share the same problem. So these are the challenges for decision makers getting reports exclusively out of the ERP. What is the most common fix for this? Add Excel. Excel is, as Tim Rodman said, at least I'm not sure if it's his quote, export to Excel is the most popular functionality in any ERP system. And I probably validate because I also use Excel in my ERP system. But Excel can solve a lot of the problems that the ERP reporting provides. However, again, a report in Excel usually doesn't provide ad hoc analysis. It doesn't, it's very limited. Excel is also labor intensive. It's very hard to change a lot of things. And many times decision makers cannot make any changes. Even if you have too much data, forget it. Excel cannot handle large data volumes. So Excel is good for many clients, but also has some limitations. And that's pretty much where business intelligence comes to solve those things. Business intelligence focus is decision makers, is designing a way to show strategic performance-oriented and predictive-oriented reports. It provides ways to let people do easy ad hoc analysis, drill down, drill across, go all over before they want to see the details. You can automate a lot of these reporting tasks. Think people doing Excel and export, all automated, and usually runs super, super fast. And if you do it properly, you can also manage what is called a single version of the truth. Now, summarizing, ER reporting is what you're doing today. BI reporting is how you're doing across whatever period that you want to look at. Pricing-wise, Tableau and Power BI to me is like it's almost irrelevant. If you're giving decision makers a tool that can make them more effective, the pricing is usually a few dollars per month per user, and they're about the same. So pricing is usually not what you'll be deciding if you should use one or the other. They're both about the same price and both about the same functionality. Now, what are the real challenges of BI? Well, it's usually the pipeline, how to feed these BI tools with proper data. There's a BI server side that you need to understand data models, you need to address refresh speed. It's not simple to tackle those things. There's also the client side of things, how to build some initial reports and dashboards, how to set up secure data governance. There's a lot of things that you need to do to properly give the right person the right data at the right time. Building the single version of truth from scratch also takes quite a bit of effort, and there's a lot of labor. So, Johnny, what are you saying? You saw it was amazing. Now you're putting all this complication. Welcome to enterprise life. Yes, you want to give more power to end users, to business users. There is a hump to go over, but boy, if you get over that hump, you'll be fine. Now, realistically, starting from scratch BI is usually months to years of investment. In quite often, people invest 6 figures in labor to get the job done. That's the most common thing starting from scratch. But there is a solution for that. You can fast-track BI, and pretty much, before BI, you have a lot of challenges we discussed before. In our approach, and I want to talk about DataSelf, how we can fast-track the whole process. We have data warehousing built in, out of the box, plug and play. Day1 is ready to go. Very powerful. It uses SQL Server, leverages Tableau, Power BI, and Excel, so easy to use for users. We have more than 8,000 reports and dashboards to go live on Day1. So you don't start from scratch. There's an amazing library of reports and dashboards to get you started. And at the end of the day, you get 360 visibility for your business, KPIs across multiple areas, and you'll give your business analysts an amazing tool for them to start to customize with 80% of the job done starting from scratch. Quickly, one of the main piece of DataSelf is the DataSelf ETL tool. Is a tool that is no code, low code, full code, meaning you don't need to know any programming to get Acumatica cloud data or SQL data into a SQL Server database where you can very quickly and easily get plugged to Tableau and Power BI and make the process really, really fast. I'm going to skip the demo because I'm running short on time. DataSelf pricing is fairly affordable. Is $400 per month, the essentials, about $1,000 per month for the pro and enterprise. Call us to discuss. And because you're participating today here, tomorrow or the day after, we're going to be giving, we're going to go do a drawing of the Fogo de Chão Steakhouse gift card. I'm from Brazil originally, and this is picanha. It's one of the best meats that they have. If you eat meat, I recommend going to Fogo de Chão regardless. If you don't eat meat for whatever reason, they have a great salad bar, and it's a very fun place to visit. Since I have about a minute to go, I'm going to check for questions. I'm going to see if there's any question in the portal here.
You had a lot of activity. I haven't seen too many questions just yet, but there's lots of comments on why you weren't wearing a hat. Any surprising deployments?
What is it?
I think there was
deployment. Yeah,
yep.
Deployment of DataSelf is interesting. On day one, we bring the 8,000 reports up and running with the client's data. However, we tell clients, do not rely on data on day one because it needs validation, it needs testing. So usually the data is ready, usually in a matter of weeks, once someone can validate the test and start to roll it out to individual users. But deployment, pretty much, within a day, we bring all of that system up and running. Data warehousing, ETL, Tableau, Power BI, and whatnot.
And I think another one was how difficult is it to add AI?
AI is built in. So once you get DataSelf with Tableau, Power BI, is already embedded as part of the engine. And what I showed you before, like, you put the question and it brings the answer. That's part of the built-in AI functionality.
There's another one on, can you do historical blending?
Historical blending right now is one of the most popular features when clients are moving from a legacy ERP to a Acumatica. Many companies or many decision makers, they care what they had in the old history, and they don't want to lose perspective. I want to see sales by customer, no matter if is it in Acumatica or the old system. So yes, the data warehousing functionality allow us meaning whoever is setting up the system, to bring the legacy data into the data warehouse, change that data to match with Acumatica's same tables, GL transactions, sales history, inventory history, project management history, whatever it is. And then you have to make some transformations. But once this job is done, decision makers can build P&Ls, they can see sales history, like they never changed the accounting system. So yes, historical data blending is a very important value of data warehousing.
Wonderful, thank you. We had another one come in. Hi, Joni. How do you embed your Power BI report into Acumatica? It looks very seamless. I have tried Power BI embed tiles, but that does not look the same as you have it set up. Thank you.
All the data geeks. This actually on our website, we have a knowledge base that has some articles explaining how to embed Power BI and Tableau in Acumatica. It's mostly about iframe. If you figure that out, or even search on Google, that's not too hard to find. But if you can't, give us a call, send us an email. We have done this multiple times, and it's usually like a 5-minute procedure. Once you know how to do it, it becomes really, really easy after the first one.
And I think I might have missed one that was around the deployments, but if there was any potential examples that you had for unexpected use cases?
Unexpected use cases. Arlena's questions, huh? Come on, that's a curveball. Unexpected use cases. Caught me off guard. I mean, we have so many cases, but unexpected. I mean, kind of surprising. Someone is doing something. We had one interesting story. This is a very interesting story. A CFO, they ordered the DataSelf system, and they told us, what I really care is automating sales commission. They had a nightmare sales commission process. It took us 3 months of untangling the beast, recoding, automating. 3 months later, sales commission became completely automated. Every day calculating. Before was a nightmare. Before they would take 5-10 days before they could give the commission for the last month. Anyhow, took 3 months. They were happy. And then a week later, the CFO calls me and says, Joni, let me tell you something. Today, I decided to look at the out-of-the-box solution from DataSelf that was ready on day one. And I found an issue in our inventory processes that if I had seen this issue on day one, I would tell you, forget about inventory commission. We have bigger fish to fry. So the point is, when I talked about the out-of-the-box solution with 5,000 KPIs, which is a lot, sometimes when people start a new BI journey, they think they know what they know what KPIs they want to get out of the BI system. But sometimes because we bring a lot more other KPIs that sometimes they haven't thought about yet, sometimes some of those KPIs might be more important than what they care. So it's interesting that in the BI journey is about the tools, about the people, about the processes. and about expertise from companies, including you, Arlene, that knows a lot of stuff and ask the people the right questions, what they need, and how that can help them get them moving faster, more quickly. I know you guys have to jump out and eating time from the other vendors. Thanks for the questions and for the insights. And Whitney, thank you for the support. It was awesome.
Yes, thank you so much, Joni. And thank you everyone for attending. This will be recorded. And I think that story definitely resonated. So have a great rest of the conference, everyone.
Thank you guys too. Bye-bye.